My beloved child. Archangel Michael says, a shift is unfolding around you with a weight you can feel beneath your skin, and the energy of next week is carrying something you were not prepared to hear. The revelation about your special person comes wrapped in silence, wrapped in movements they tried to hide, wrapped in decisions they made behind closed doors while pretending nothing was changing. The suspense is rising like a storm forming far away, yet you can already sense the pressure reaching you before the thunder even arrives. The truth is approaching you in slow steps, steady and real, and it is no longer just whispers or hints or confusing signals that made you doubt your own intuition. This time, everything is confirmed. This time, everything they tried to keep invisible has started to take shape, and your spirit already knows what your mind is trying to catch up to. Their departure next week carries layers of meaning, layers of emotions, and layers of destiny shifting around your path. There is a moment in every journey when the heart must face a truth it didn't ask for, yet it still arrives like a messenger you cannot ignore. This is one of those moments. Their decision to leave next week is not the end of your story, but the beginning of something that will expand your strength, clarity, and inner power. You are not losing anything meant to stay. You are not being abandoned by fate. You are being redirected toward a destiny that has been waiting for you. You are stepping into a chapter that will only grow brighter from here, even though the transition may feel heavy in the beginning. Your spirit is stronger than this moment, stronger than their silence, and stronger than the emotions you're navigating. And as this truth stands before you, your journey continues to unfold in ways that will awaken the purpose you were born with. Type Amen to claim blessing 777. My beloved child. Their departure next week is not simply physical movement. It is an energetic shift that has been building inside them for a long time. They have been carrying indecision, confusion, hesitation, and quiet emotional storms they didn't express. You may have sensed their distance recently, even if they tried to disguise it behind forced normality. You may have felt the gap growing, the messages slowing, the energy changing, the connection dimming in small but noticeable ways. This is because Spirit was preparing you long before this confirmation arrived. You were being guided to detach. You were being guided to observe instead of absorb. You were being guided to protect your heart from the emotional impact that comes when the truth finally stands before you. Archangel Michael says you may feel like something is being taken from you, but in reality, something is being returned to you: your peace, your clarity, your alignment, your emotional freedom. There are moments in life where the divine removes what could have wounded you in the future, even if losing it now feels confusing or painful. This departure is not punishment. It is protection. What is leaving your life next week is something that could not rise with you into the next phase of your purpose. And at the same time, what is coming toward you after this shift will feel like restoration, renewal, and divine timing stepping in with gentle hands. Your heart may remember them, but your soul is not meant to follow them. You are being called forward while they are drifting backward. The divine will not allow your destiny to be delayed by someone who is not prepared to grow at the pace your spirit requires. Type Amen to receive blessings 333. You have walked through seasons of silence and unanswered emotions. You have waited, hoped, prayed, tried to understand the meaning behind their actions. And even when you felt uncertain, you still carried compassion and loyalty inside you. The divine saw every effort you made, every tear you held back, every moment you questioned your worth because of their inconsistency. Now, this revelation marks the breaking of an emotional cycle that has gone on far longer than you realize. The energy around you is shifting into a new direction, and Archangel Michael says your spirit is preparing for expansion, growth, and breakthroughs that could not happen as long as you held on to someone who wasn't aligned with your future. This next week carries closure, clarity, and a release that will free you in ways you have not experienced before. Their departure is not a betrayal of your heart, it is a doorway opening for your evolution. You will not be left empty. You will not be left unseen. You will step into a new season where your heart is met with the same energy it gives, and where your spirit is honored instead of drained. This transition is preparing you for someone who will match your depth, loyalty, and devotion at a level you have always deserved. Type Amen to attract blessing 111. In the middle of all this emotional weight, your spirit is being lifted. You may not feel it fully yet, but you are being strengthened from within. The divine is guiding you through each step with precision, protecting your energy from emotional harm, and realigning your path towards something greater. Your faith is opening new doors. Your patience is being rewarded. Your heart is being guarded by the highest realms. You are stepping into a period where everything that once confused you will make sense. Everything that once hurt you will no longer hold power. Everything that once drained you will fall away. The energy next week will bring not just the truth, but also the beginning of your emotional freedom. Something heavy is leaving your life so something divine can enter. And one time, as you move through this shift, you must also remember this sentence given for your guidance. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved child. The energy surrounding you now is shifting with a force that cannot be stopped, and every step toward next week is shaping your destiny with a precision beyond human understanding. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says this movement in their life is not random, not accidental, not sudden. The signs were there long before you noticed them, and the divine had already begun preparing the path for your protection. Their silent planning, their distant energy, their restless behavior, all of it was leading up to this very moment where truth could no longer stay hidden behind forced calm. You are entering a time when everything that was unclear becomes visible, even the parts they tried to conceal with a smile or a soft tone. The emotional pressure you felt days or weeks ago was not your imagination, it was your spirit receiving warnings from higher realms. The divine often whispers before it acts, and you were being shown the shadows of this departure long before they made their final decision. Their journey away next week symbolizes the ending of an emotional cycle that was affecting your peace more than you allowed yourself to admit. You carried burdens that were not yours, expectations they never fulfilled, and hope that kept your heart waiting while they wrestled with their own confusion. This separation is not meant to break you, it is meant to release you from the weight of uncertainty that you carried silently. The days ahead will reveal how much stronger you are than you ever realized, and how deeply the divine has been guiding you through every difficult moment you thought you were facing alone. Sometimes a door closes with force because life refuses to let you stay in a place where your spirit is shrinking instead of expanding. And with this departure, the divine is clearing your path for something aligned, stable, honest, and filled with the kind of emotional depth your heart deserves. Type Amen to claim blessing 222. My beloved child. As they prepare to leave, their emotions are far more complex than they appear on the surface, even if they pretend not to care or act unmoved by the changes ahead. Deep inside, they know they failed to give you the consistency and clarity you needed, and a part of them feels the weight of that realization. They may never say it aloud, but they are carrying guilt, regret, and a quiet awareness that their actions pushed this ending into motion. Your spirit, however, is being lifted into a new vibration where peace will replace the confusion they left behind. The divine is stepping between you and the emotional ties that no longer serve your growth, cutting the cords with gentle precision so you can rise into your next chapter without lingering heaviness. Every moment you breathe from now on will bring you closer to inner freedom. The path in front of you is not empty, it is open. It is expanding in directions you were not able to explore while waiting for their energy to stabilize. You are being called into a life where your emotions are valued, your presence is honored, and your heart is met with the same devotion it gives. What is coming next will surprise you in ways that feel like divine restoration. Someone aligned with your destiny will enter your energy in the weeks ahead, but only after this emotional space clears. The universe never takes without replacing, never removes without preparing something greater, and never closes a chapter without writing a more powerful one right after. Type Amen to receive blessing 888. My beloved child. The truth about next week is that it marks the end of emotional imbalance that had quietly drained your spirit for far too long. You gave more than they could hold, and you hoped longer than they reflected. Yet even in your patience, you were not seen with the depth you deserved, and the imbalance was slowly affecting your energy in ways you didn't speak about. But now the divine is intervening. Your auric field is being strengthened. Your path is being rerouted. Your heart is being shielded from further delay or disappointment. This upcoming shift is not simply an ending, it is a divine correction. You will soon notice the emotional fog lifting from your mind, the heaviness dissolving from your chest, and the clarity returning to your thoughts with a strength you haven't felt in a long time. Once they leave, the energy around you will lighten instantly because the confusion they carried will no longer follow you. Their absence, though painful at first, will reveal how deeply their emotional instability was influencing your daily life. Even the silence that follows will bring clarity. Even the distance will bring healing. Even the emptiness will bring growth. And in this space, you will rise into the highest version of yourself without the weight of their uncertainty on your shoulders. Type Amen to accept blessing 999. Now the divine is preparing you for transformation. Your spirit is being wrapped in protection. Your emotions are being guided toward peace. Your next chapters are waiting for you with open arms, ready to bring breakthroughs, alignment, prosperity, and connections that match your heart instead of draining it. This truth about next week is the final push the universe needed to free you. Once they go, you will no longer feel responsible for their confusion or their choices. You will no longer try to hold together a bond that they did not nurture with the same devotion you offered. You will finally step out of emotional waiting and into emotional rising. And when you look back months from now, you will see how this departure was not a loss, it was a turning point. A divine shift. A moment of realignment. Something that feels heavy today will become one of the greatest blessings in your future. And your spirit will thank the divine for removing what could not grow with you. Your journey continues. Your blessings are approaching. Your transformation is already in motion. My beloved child. The days leading toward next week are forming an emotional gateway for you, and each hour brings you closer to a moment the divine has been preparing you for without your awareness. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says this shift carries an energy that will ripple through every part of your life, clearing away lingering attachments that had silently held you in cycles of confusion. What is leaving is not a loss but a release, and what is beginning is far greater than the temporary discomfort of this transition. Their departure next week may feel sudden, but spiritually, it has been building for much longer than anyone could see. There were moments recently when you sensed their heart drifting, their words losing warmth, their presence losing sincerity, and their energy pulling back one step at a time. This slow withdrawal was the universe preparing the emotional distance needed for this final moment of separation. My beloved child. You may remember conversations that felt shallow, messages that felt colder, or interactions that lacked the depth they once carried. These small signs were not accidents, they were signals from the divine nudging you to observe instead of absorb. And now, as the truth fully emerges, you are being called to step into acceptance so the next chapter of your destiny can open without resistance. This shift is not meant to weaken you, it is meant to awaken you. You are rising into a version of yourself that will not settle for half-hearted love or inconsistent energy. You are being shaped into someone who demands emotional truth, spiritual alignment, and genuine presence in all connections moving forward. Type Amen to receive blessing 333. My beloved child. As the moment approaches, you may feel waves of emotion, some heavy and some surprisingly relieving, because the truth brings both clarity and release. The divine is lifting away the illusions you once held onto, letting only what is aligned remain in your energy. You are stepping out of emotional waiting and into emotional understanding, where the purpose behind this shift becomes clearer each day. They are leaving next week with a mind full of confusion, a heart full of unresolved emotions, and a spirit that is not yet ready for the depth you naturally carry. Their path is pulling them away because their journey cannot develop within the same space as yours anymore. The divine is separating the timelines so your future can rise without being tangled in their indecision. My beloved child. Your spirit has been outgrowing them for a while, even if you stayed out of loyalty, patience, and hope. But growth always creates distance between souls who are no longer aligned. And now that alignment has faded, the universe is dissolving the connection with gentle but firm precision. This release will open doors for you that were blocked by emotional uncertainty. You will feel lighter once the energy clears. You will breathe more deeply, think more clearly, and feel more like yourself again. The universe is creating space for your blessings to finally reach you. Type Amen to attract blessing 444. There is a powerful shift happening in your heart, even if you don't fully recognize it yet. You are reclaiming your emotional power from someone who did not know how to appreciate its depth. You are stepping into self-worth, self-honor, and emotional freedom, guided by the divine's unwavering hand. My beloved child. Your special person may appear calm on the outside, but internally they are feeling the weight of everything they left unspoken. They know they didn't give enough. They know they didn't match your effort. They know they drifted while you stayed loyal. But their inner conflict is not yours to carry. Their regrets are not yours to heal. Their choices belong to their own karma and will unfold in their own time. You are not responsible for fixing wounds you did not create. The divine is protecting you by removing you from emotional consequences that were never meant for you. Once they leave next week, you will no longer feel drained by their indecision. You will no longer feel the emotional tension that their silent confusion created. You will finally be free from cycles they never tried to break. Type Amen to accept Blessing 1212. My beloved child, your energy is entering a stage of renewal where clarity will come to you like sunrise breaking through clouds. In this new vibration, you will notice your intuition sharpening, your emotional strength rising, and your inner peace expanding. You will begin to feel aligned with your purpose in ways you haven't felt in years. Next week marks not just their physical departure, but the symbolic departure of old pain, old cycles, and old versions of you that were attached to them. You are stepping out of emotional stagnation and into emotional evolution. And the divine is guiding every step with precision, ensuring you rise at the perfect pace. My beloved child, your heart is being rewritten with new strength. Your soul is being filled with new understanding. Your path is being realigned towards someone who will value your presence instead of taking it for granted. This next phase of your life will bring connections that see your worth immediately, without waiting to lose you first. You will be appreciated, cherished, and emotionally met at your level. And the universe will never again allow you to be pulled into imbalance the way you were before. Type Amen to claim Blessing 1717. No matter how heavy the present feels, the future being shaped for you is brighter than anything you are leaving behind. Something greater is coming. Something aligned is approaching. Something destined is entering your path once the emotional space clears next week. Your story is shifting into a chapter of abundance, clarity, healing, and emotional fulfillment. The divine is preparing someone with a heart capable of meeting yours, someone whose loyalty matches your loyalty, someone whose emotions are steady instead of unpredictable. This is the reward for your patience, your kindness, and your resilience. Your journey continues now, guided by divine hands, protected by angelic energy, and strengthened by the truth that has finally come to light. My beloved child, the energy moving toward you now is forming a powerful turning point, a moment shaped by divine precision and spiritual timing. Their departure next week is clearing emotional pathways that were blocked by uncertainty, hesitation, and unresolved feelings they never managed to express. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says this shift may feel heavy today, but it will become one of the greatest alignments of your life as the days unfold. You are entering a new phase where the divine is removing the emotional clutter that kept your spirit tied to someone who drifted in and out of your energy. They were never fully present, never fully committed, never fully aligned with the depth you naturally carry in your heart. And now that the truth has fully surfaced, the divine is guiding you forward without the weight of their inconsistency on your shoulders. My beloved child, their path is pulling them away because your spirit can no longer shrink itself to match their emotional limitations. You held on with patience, with hope, with trust, even when their actions created doubts inside you. But now the universe is saying the chapter is complete, and holding on to it any longer would only slow your destiny. This next week is not the breaking of your heart, it is the releasing of something that kept your heart from expanding into its true strength. Your soul is rising beyond the version of yourself that settled for fragments of affection. You are stepping into a life where you will receive the fullness of love, not pieces of it. Type Amen to receive blessing 555. My beloved child. In the days after they leave, you will begin to feel emotional clarity returning in waves. The confusion they carried was spilling into your energy without you even realizing the extent of it. Their indecision was creating turbulence that your spirit kept trying to stabilize, even when it drained you. But once they are gone, the emotional noise will stop. The silence that follows will not be empty, it will be healing. You will finally be able to breathe without feeling the weight of their unresolved emotions pressing into your aura. Their departure opens the space needed for the blessings that were waiting for you but could not enter because your heart was still tied to their uncertainty. The divine has been holding back certain opportunities, knowing they would be wasted on someone who could not match your depth. Now those blessings will begin moving toward you with unstoppable momentum. What you feel now as loss will reveal itself as liberation. What you see now as an ending will show itself as a beginning. What seems painful today will transform into clarity later. And this clarity will guide you toward a path woven with abundance and emotional balance. Type Amen to accept blessing 2323. My beloved child. Your special person is leaving with emotions they can't show you. Behind their silence, behind their calm exterior, behind their distant behavior, there is a storm of conflicted thoughts. They know they failed to show up for you in the ways you needed, and that truth is weighing heavily on their spirit. But their guilt is not your burden. Their confusion is not your responsibility. Their choices are theirs alone, and the divine has already separated your energy from the emotional consequences tied to their path. The universe is protecting your heart before it experiences even deeper disappointment. Sometimes separation happens as a form of divine mercy, shielding you from wounds that would hurt far worse later. And this is one of those moments. Your future is being protected even if your present feels uncertain. You will rise from this shift with a strength that surprises even you. You will walk into new connections with clearer boundaries, deeper intuition, and stronger self-worth. You will never again settle for someone who only understands your value when they are about to lose you. Type Amen to claim blessing 1919. My beloved child. Your spiritual transformation is happening quietly beneath the emotional surface. As their energy moves away, your inner power is expanding. Your heart is strengthening. Your intuition is sharpening. Your destiny is aligning with divine timing. You are being prepared for someone whose soul will meet yours with genuine connection, emotional clarity, and unwavering presence. A soul that will choose you fully, openly, consistently, not halfway, not with fear, not with hesitation. This future connection will reflect the emotional depth you always gave but rarely received. The divine has seen every moment you stayed loyal while they were distant. Every time you held hope when they gave you uncertainty. Every time you gave your heart while they gave you confusion. And now the universe is making sure those energies never return to your life again. Your next chapter is unfolding with intention and purpose. Every shift happening right now is part of a larger plan designed to bring you into alignment with your highest path. Your spirit is ready for this transformation, even if your heart is still adjusting to the truth. Type Amen to receive blessing 808. My beloved child, you must understand one thing as part 4 comes to a close: this is not the end of your story, this is the elevation of your story. You are not losing love, you are shedding what was blocking real love from reaching you. And the divine is watching over you with a protection so powerful that nothing not meant for you will be allowed to stay. Your healing begins the moment they leave next week. Your clarity begins the moment their energy exits your path. Your blessings begin the moment your heart is free from their emotional inconsistency. The universe is preparing you for alignment, for abundance, for peace, and for a level of emotional fulfillment that will feel like destiny unfolding step by step. Your future is brighter than your past, and this shift is the doorway to everything you deserve.